One of my heroes. When I went to Yankee Stadium, I was hoping, can I hit a ball like Willie the opposite field? Yes, Willie Randolph joins us. Willie, thank you, man. Appreciate you joining me.
Good to be with you, H. Always, brother. Good to see you.
Hey, you've done everything in this game, and so I want to kind of go where I started the show off. I started off talking about 1987 All-Star Game. In that game, you were the starter for the American League. I was your replacement, and there were 17 black players in that game. And now the numbers have dwindled so much, we haven't got there. Do you think we'll ever get back to those numbers again?
Well, I sure hope so, Harold. I mean, we're just seeing like we're losing a whole generation of African-American players out there. And, we have to do better. We have to do more. Major League Baseball, on the grassroots, we got to get out there. And the Parks Department has to do a better job. But when I go back to the inner city, I don't see a lot of baseball fields. And if they are there, they're not manicured. Baseball, you have to have a manicured field where you got to take care of the facility so you can go out there and put your nose down on the ground ball and feel good about it. So, we need to, really give them the facilities and the places where they can get out and really play and hone their skills. But I hope so, Harold, because, again, there's so many great athletes out there. The kids want to play. But the way the game is changing, evolving right now, it's been this way for a while. You have all these showcases and you got all these travel teams, and it makes it very difficult for sometimes single-family homes and kids to really enjoy the game because they just can't afford it.
No, you're absolutely right. We had some scouts on earlier, and they were talking about very similar things. Real quick, that 87 All-Star Game, Willie came up to me and he said, "Hey, kid, I got a little bad leg. I'm going to take one at bat because, I got voted in. And you go ahead and take the rest of the game."
Well, I tell you what, Harold, I appreciate you for pushing me all those years. I was getting towards the end, so guys, young bucks like you kept me on my toes, so I appreciate that. I want to give you some love. I'm going to give you some love that day.
I appreciate
you did a good
it.
job.
Well, there's so much I would love to cover with you. We've covered like all kinds of subjects and really trying to find out what's going on with black players in baseball and the front offices and everything else. You've coached, you've managed, you've been an all-star player. Managing, we're not seeing a lot of black managers anymore. And I look at you, and you were one game away from the World Series, and you never got that opportunity to get back managing. Do you think you'll get that opportunity? And what would your advice be to others that are coming along the way?
Well, the game has changed so much. Back in the day, we had more old school general managers, guys who knew the game in a different way. Now that the game is changing analytically, I'm not sure if the timing of it just was kind of bad for me. I'm really disappointed I didn't get another shot because I really felt like after 06, 07, 08, bringing the team back to where we were, almost getting to the World Series, like you said, I thought I had a chance to continue to grow. Didn't work out. But I just feel like, we need to get managers and coaches in the pipeline so when these opportunities come up, they can seriously be, considered to lead these ball clubs because there are a lot of great talent out there. I remember when I was managing in 08, I think totally there was like maybe, as far as minorities, there were like 8 of us, I think, out there, and 4 African Americans. Now, today, there's only one, Dave Robinson, in LA as the only black manager out there. So we need to get more guys in the pipeline. We need to have these general managers open up their minds and hire people they're not always familiar with. Get to know some of these guys. There's a lot of great talent out there. Coaches like DeMarlo Hale in the past, Lloyd McClendon, Bo Porter. It's a shame that he's not managing after doing a great job at Houston. I would love the opportunity to manage, Harold, but again, I'll stay ready. But I've been doing a lot of things off the field, trying to let people know I'm still out there. But I love teaching, being involved at WBC, doing the Olympic trials just recently, whatever. I love to manage one more time. But again, my phone is always ready.
Hey, now, I know Dusty's sitting there with his toothpick saying, "Hold it now, Willie. I know it's 60 games, but I'm managing in Houston now. You left me out." So
that's right. I'm sorry. That's right. I'm sorry, Dusty. And that's one of my mentors. For a second, I forgot about Dusty, I'm rooting for him to do his magic, man. But sorry about that.
No, you talked about mentors and how important that is. And we had the group of the Players Alliance on earlier, and they were talking about mentorship and how they are mentoring the young guys that are coming up. So take me back to a young Willie Randolph when you were breaking into pro ball and the numbers were so big with so many different black players. What were some of the things that they advised you on?
Yes, well, I was fortunate, Harold. I came up in 1976 as a rookie, and I had great veterans around me like Roy White. Later on, Reggie Jackson came in 77. Chris Chambliss was my first roommate. It was invaluable, the lessons that I learned from these guys who took me under their wing and taught me how to be a pro on and off the field. But more than anything, I think we could relate on things that were off the field, things that we were dealing with on the field. Nowadays, I think that players don't have that asset, or don't have that leeway into getting that type of information. The Players Alliance, I think that's a great thing. I'm really proud of these young men, Curtis Granderson, the guys that are spearheading this whole thing. I just hope they continue to grow with each other and do things within the game, speak about social issues, and also do things off the field. And I think they're going to do a great job. And I would love to be a part of what they're doing. But we didn't have those kind of things when I was coming up. But guys like Chris Chambliss, Roy White, those kind of guys taught me the ropes. Even guys like Thurman Munson. I mean, we had a great group of guys. But I was fortunate to be able to have guys around me that taught me how to play the game, taught me how to play the game right, and I could talk to them and deal with the issues that I had, and have someone that was like me that I can relate to.
Willie is awesome. Great stuff. And you know what? I think about, there's definitely a change coming. You know, when I start seeing what these guys are doing, and I'm so proud of them as well, and I know you are, the change is definitely coming. You feel like there's a change?
Well, it's time. It really is time, or whatever. I mean, the way the movement is going right now, nowadays, everybody's open to listening and being receptive to change, and just being able to communicate about things that we're not familiar with. You know, it's a good thing that a lot of the kids, black and white, are just opening up their minds and just having real dialogue, real conversations about things that we all deal with every day. But I think that we need to really make sure that we continue to move forward with this movement, because in the past we've gone through ups and downs and we kind of put it in the back burner. We have a great opportunity as a country, as a sport, especially in baseball, to open up everything and just be able to just talk to each other. I really like the idea that Theo Epstein came out and really admitted the fact that, hey man, I got to be different. I got to look around the table and make sure I hire people that don't look just like me, or that I'm not always comfortable with. If you get to know us, you get to feel what we're all about, then it opens up a whole new thing for everyone. So I'm just hoping and praying that we don't drop the ball here and move forward, because there's so many great athletes out there who really want to be seen and have an opportunity to play this great game of baseball. And the athletes are there. We need to tap into that, man. And I hope and pray that plays out that way in the future.
Willie, thank you. You never drop the ball. One of my heroes. It's always great to talk to you, Willie. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Love you, Harold. Thanks for having me on, buddy.